Welcome to my channel. Actually, I'm answering a question from an individual who sent me an email last night. Xavier Vernado, question about music. So, you say you play the trumpet and you're wondering how you could start playing your music without a flip folder or music stand since my school does not require us to remember our music. Okay, basically everyone is different. Let me just start off by saying that. So basically, I would say practice measure by measure, or you can practice in four measure phrases between 4 to 8. So if 8 is too many, 4 would be fine. If 4 is too many, just practice measure by measure. So once you practice one measure, make sure your notes and your rhythms are correct. Double check. You can actually flip your flip folder around, play whatever notes you have and the notes and rhythms written within the page or the complete measure. Flip your flip folder back over and to see if it's accurate. So you can actually do that between each and every single measure. That's how I was able to memorize music in high school as well as college. So for me personally, I would practice in four measure phrases. So that way I would make sure my notes and rhythms are accurate. That was the easiest for me. So then I would flip. I didn't have a flip folder. I'm a flute player. So, or piccolo. That's what I played my junior, senior year of high school as well as all throughout college. So I would say I would continue to look at your music, flip it back over, and just test yourself. So when you get comfortable enough to knowing that you have memorized your music, see if you can play your music from beginning to end. Also, within music, there are rehearsal markings. So you can go from measures 1 to 25, but that may be a little too much at first. So basically, you want to break your music down into chunks. So one measure here, you can add on another measure. Basically, you want to get the entire picture of how you want to memorize your music. Also, study your music. You don't necessarily always have to play your music. Look at it. That's what I did too. When I was in class in high school, even though I shouldn't have been doing it, but I did it. I'm only human. I would look at my music. So that way I would feel a lot more comfortable when I was out in the field playing my music because I know exactly where I'm supposed to be along with the rest of the ensemble. So just make your life easier. Really study and focus your music. 5 to 10 minutes out of the day, practice, listen to it. That's the main thing too. Listen to your music. So that's my best advice, what I would give to you. So there are other techniques you can use. I would look them up on Google. You can YouTube how other individuals are able to memorize their music. All right. So another one is, you said your other part to your question. You would like to go and play for Southern University and want to know how I could remember my music. All right. So for Southern, I'm a graduate of Delaware State University. All right, but most auditions for a college are basically the same. So I actually went on ahead and went to the audition requirements for Southern University. So since you're a trumpet player, basically it says audition requirements. Auditions are required for acceptance into the music program. However, probationary acceptance rather than audition or with a partial audition is allowed in certain circumstances and at the discretion of the respective applied faculty and the program leader. So for high brass, which includes trumpet and French horn, this is off of their website. So I'm going to flip the page. So trumpet studio audition requirements. Here you go. Perform one of the following: a solo in the classical style, a jazz tune with improvisation. Please provide your own ever sold recording or recording period. I'm not for sure about Southern Universities. If you could submit a full recording or not. But I know at Delaware State, we actually had to go to the school to audition. But with COVID, things change. All right. 3 orchestral excerpts from the standard repertoire and 2 etudes of contrasting styles. So a fast piece and a slow piece. All major scales, 2 octaves where possible, all major scales, and as well as sight reading. That's what you would have to do when you're there. So from these audition requirements, I'm pretty sure you have to go to Southern University's music department to audition. But when you audition, I would say, since you're a trumpet player, I had private lessons when I was in high school. So I would recommend getting private lessons so that way you're competent. So when you're actually going to Southern University or any HBCU or whatever college you want to go to for your audition, you're a lot more comfortable. So these are starting tips to where you should be going. So again, let me reiterate, when you're memorizing music, chunks. I actually use that term from another colleague of mine. Break down, go measure by measure to memorize your music. Flip it over, read your music, flip back over, play. Just use different types of combinations for each. Second thing is you can actually go on Southern University's music department website, and the audition requirements are there. So again, I definitely appreciate Xavier Bernardo for sending me a message. Anyone else who has any questions about music and or musicianship, musicality, any tips that you need, just feel free to shoot a comment below. I'm always here to help you out. Thanks everyone for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I appreciate the support from my wife and I. Have a good one.